Hello there and welcome to a slightly different video, as you may be able to see by the title. Excuse me, it's a questions and answers video really. I get a lot of questions from people that watch my videos, and obviously I answer them in the comments or by private message. But I thought what I'd do is make a video in answering them as well, basically for people who want to know different things. Now firstly, I'd like to say that I'm no expert in shaving, and I don't claim to be. It's just a hobby for me. Oh, not a hobby, it's something we have to do, but it's an interest to me and many other people out there in the shaving world, and the big shave, and people who upload videos themselves. And some of the questions I get are from people just starting out in wet shaving really, who have come over from electric shaving or using the cartridge shavers. And that's one of the questions I do get, is what do I think of the Mach 3? And they're a good razor, the Mach 3, the multi-bladed cartridges. But two things that put me off, and that was the cost, and you can't clean them very well, they clog very easily. But other than that, they're a good razor. But I prefer the double-edged blades razors shaving, because you can clean them, you can strip them down, clean them, you can look after them, and they're much cheaper to use. So that's why I shave with a double-edged razor. Another question I get is, what razor would I tell someone to buy who's new to this? Now, one particular question I got was a chap who may be watching this now actually. He said he's got a thick growth of beard, and he found that the less aggressive razors obviously clogged up and didn't give him a close shave. So from what I've experienced myself, I would say if you're new to wet shaving, it's a big change for your skin. I mean, some people's skin are tougher than others. I've got sensitive skin, and here, the moustache area, and below my chin, in the neck area. And there's no right way really of shaving. You can follow a method or system such as the 3-pass system, but sometimes you have to alter things for yourself. So some people might have such sensitive skin that they can't shave 3 times. Now the difficulty I got was the moustache area on the last pass, which goes against the growth. Very sore it used to be, and here. But I adapted myself by, you may see in a few of my videos, where I start shaving across and then twist the razor until it goes up. Now, doing that over months and months has helped, immensely really. Much better. I use and it depends on your preparation. That's a big thing, preparation. When you've got a growth of beard, especially a few days, look in the mirror closely at the way it grows, the direction. And if you wet your face with warm to hot water, or you've been in the shower or whatever beforehand, that's very important, because a dry beard, it'll tug, it'll hurt. So if you prepare your face that way first, softening the beard, see which way it grows, the first pass, go with that growth. So if your hair grows that way, that's your first pass. Go with the growth on the first pass. That would be my advice. The second thing would be, they say about what razor would I recommend for a beginner. Well, I would say go for the cheapest really, whatever your drugstore, chemist, pharmacy, supermarket, whatever. They normally have just a basic double-edged razor or their own brand. Buy that and try it and see how you get on. Yes, it may not give you a close shave on the first pass, and you have to go over it and over it. But that's if you've got a thick beard. Normally, if you've got a good blade in it, the blades they supply can be rather cheap. But Wilkinson sword, Persona blades, feather blades, anything like that really. There's loads of blades. It's trial and error really. Everybody's different to what they. But Wilkinson sword is a standard good blade. And if you strip the razor after you've shaved with it and very carefully clean the edge with some paper tissue or something like that, it should last you a while, and be a cheap way of starting out really. Now if you find that you like wet shaving, and that's the time then to go and pursue a more expensive razor. I mean, it's no good buying a Mach Future for 40, 50, 60 pounds, whatever they are, and finding you don't like it, because the Mach Future is quite an aggressive razor. And by that I mean, even on setting number 1, which is the lowest the blade, the gap of the blade is, if you're not used to it, the weight of it, you can cut yourself. There's no easy way of saying it. And if you've got to, each razor you use, respect it. If it's heavy, I mean, it's a dangerous tool, isn't it? It's a absolutely razor sharp blade. And concentration, take your time. No good using the Mach Future on the highest setting, which is most aggressive, number 6, when you're in a rush. It's not going to work. And that's for anybody really, even if you're used to shaving. I got the Mach Future, and when I first used it I thought, God, this is aggressive, it's a bit too much for me. But I persevered with it and found now that setting number 3 is my niche, if you like, my favourite setting, and it works for me. But I know how to hold that razor now. I let the razor do the work. It's so heavy, you never press. You shouldn't have to press with any razor, because if you've had a blade in any razor, a cheap razor or an expensive one, anyone will tell you that if you've had it in a few shaves and it starts tugging and then you start pressing, that's when accidents happen. You'll cut yourself more probably on a blunt blade than you will on a new sharp blade. It's just what works for you. I mean, there are some people out there that say this is the way you shave and this is the Bible of shaving. That's rubbish. You can follow methods, you can follow like the 3-pass system. You can do that, but there's nothing that says you can't adapt it to what works for you personally. And I think that's what that's the secret behind a good shave really, is preparing things, respecting the razor, looking after it, and enjoying it really. Enjoy what you do. If you don't like it, it's not worth doing it. But if you just follow what works for you, prepare your face first, use a good soap or cream. That's another question. Do I prefer soap or shaving cream? I like the both. I like the two. The shaving soap, you have to work more to get to a creamy lather. Some of the more expensive soaps you don't. You can, they work better. But the creams go into a lather very quickly because they're already a cream, and more luxurious, silky, creamy texture. but I like both. I personally use the creams as a bit of a treat, especially the sensitive skin Taylor Roll Bond Street. That's one of my favourites. But as I say, nobody can say what will work for you until you've tried it, really. But common sense, try a cheap razor first, see how you get on with it. If you enjoy it, move up to a more expensive razor. But and they say, what sort of razor should I buy? Now, the Edwin Jagger DE89L, which I've got, that's a fantastic quality razor, but it's not aggressive, and you can't alter the settings on it. So if you want to go down the aggressive route, you may want to look into something with settings on it. For example, Mach Future 1 to 6, you can alter the aggression on it, the gap, to suit you. If you're feeling very dangerous, you may go for a cutthroat razor. I don't personally use them because I'd like to have a shave done with one, but I don't think I'd use one myself. May do one day, never say never, but we'll see. Favourite blades? Well, Wilkinson sword, Persona, feather, those sort of blades really. But whatever blade I've ever put in my Future seems to work. I could just go and put a piece of paper in it. I think I've said this before, it would give me a good shave. But I hope this answers a few questions. Personally, you know, I think it's better sometimes when you answer questions sort of face to face than in typing them out. Doesn't come across the same somehow. But it's just, yeah, there's no rules really, just common sense. Look after yourself, look after your razor, don't do anything silly. Start out the cheapest, see how you get on. If you like it, then go to the dearer stuff. Because you can get good soap, doesn't have to be expensive. The Arco soap, that's a fantastic soap. And that's not that expensive. Okay, not everybody can get it. Palm Olive, another good soap, not expensive. All sorts of stuff really. It's just how you use it. If you work it more and play about with it, less water if you want it thicker, more water if you want it thinner, you know, just common sense really. And play it by ear. And then you can follow, as I said, a system of shaving, such as what I use, the 3-pass system, as they do in the big shaves, Steve Farragher. They all use that system and it works well for me. But I have adapted it to my own, you know, particular, what can I say, method by the moustache area and here. And by doing that, it doesn't happen overnight. You don't get rid of irritation and soreness overnight. There's nothing that works like that. It's got to be, you know, if you're getting irritation, you must go lighter on the razor. Even though you feel like digging in, just go lightly. Even if it's a few strokes more, you know, go lighter, and you just alter things to what work for you really. Anyway, I'm not going to blab on. I hope this has helped a few people and answered a few questions. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.